So this is basically how you create a renamable asset. So we've got a basic sign here. It's pretty you want to add mesh plane, or if you want to be cheeky, you can just copy paste, rename it to, this is very important, you need to rename it a.name0, attachment name 0. Looking at this sign, Willowburn rail site, it's about halfway down. So was that, is that the X? No, that's a Y. So I'll just use my calculator. 0.593 divided by 2, 0.296. 296. That's about halfway. Perfect. It doesn't matter if it's in front or on the back. So what you can do is you can grab your name 0 and sort of tuck it behind the sign. Just scooch it so that it doesn't interfere with how it looks. So now we're going to move on to painting, which I will cut back to after I've finished. Now that we have our artwork done, this is where it gets tricky. So we're just going to do all the exporting stuff, and then we're going to get into the scripting. So we have a completed config text file here to be seen, and I will describe what things do. So you got your QID, that's your unique identifier. Your kind, so since this is a building, this is going to be scenery. Username, this is how you want to see it in the menu. Since this is a building, we will not be needing any trackside. Author, that's your name. Trains build, I prefer to go 4.5 because that's Trains a New Era when FBX format was introduced. Anything lower than 4.5 FBX cannot be used. Your description, this is just how you would describe your asset. You don't have to have one, it's just helpful for downloads. Category class, all this section here can be found on the Trains 2009 wiki. The mesh table is pretty standard for your trackside assets. Revert to the other videos on creating trackside assets for how they're done. The effects tab here is what we will mainly be talking about. So since this is our nil effect, we've called it attachment name 0. The A is for attachment name 0, 0. Make sure it matches up. Don't change this or this. Font color, this is in red, green, blue. So 255, 255, 255 means the text will be white. Font size 0.4, fairly simple. You can adjust this accordingly whenever you feel like it. You don't have to have this font line here, but it's useful if you want to choose what font you would like. You're only allowed to use native fonts though, so that's the main issue. So I will be attaching in the description of this video an example configuration file, just so we know how things work. So we have our yard sign here ready to go. She looks nice, but blank. So we're going to see if we can edit this. So I'm just going to put in a simple phrase, wagon shed. As you can see, it's a little too big and it sits off the edge of the sign. So that's what we will have to fix. So we have it set to 0.4. We need to turn that down to 0.2. And now for purposes, I'm going to change this to sans serif, just because I can. File, save. See you back in the field. Back again in my demo root, we are going to try this again. Oops, there we go. Wagon, shed. Perfect. Eventually I will come to create a custom font for these things, but for now this is the best we will get. So we can try our luck and see how we go. Yeah, didn't think so. So I will be making updates to this, but that's how you do a renamable asset.